I think stigma means a lot of different things. You are damaged goods. I got divorced. People telling you what to do, what not to do. It's a very claustrophobic space which had like a lot of negative energies. Did you get a settlement out of the divorce? Like, are you getting money? How far can you go and not go in terms of giving advice to somebody? It's also defined by your gender. So I think that's where stigma starts to hit you. Stigma means a lot of different things. So I got married in 2015. Then I got a divorce between 2018 and 2019. When you get married, I think a lot of people, everybody's very excited, your family comes together. But when it comes to saying that I don't want to be married anymore, I want a divorce, then I think society comes down on you really heavily and face a lot of unnecessary opinions. You just have a lot of people telling you what to do, what not to do. That's where the stigma hits you the most. As women, we feel the stigma a lot more than men, mainly because as women we are told explicitly and we are taught to believe that, we are the ones who need to hold a family together. So, and a lot of it goes, up to saying, but men will be men. So you continue, you compromise, you sacrifice. The other things that I heard was basically who's going to, how are you going to get married again? What's going to happen after this? Because they don't want you to go ahead with the divorce because, of something that you don't even know. The future is completely unknown. So these were some of the things, and then I think more than anything else, it's about like, did you get a settlement out of the divorce? Like, are you getting money? For my case, my mom felt a lot more of the stigma than I did, because I think for a lot of, like, the kind of friends that I mingle with, the kind of people that I have in my circle are a lot more progressive, but I think she was subjected to a fair bit of it from, like family. The man can be 50 plus, the man can have X number of flaws, X number of things that have happened in his life, but when it comes to choosing a woman, it is so deeply ingrained. Now we have looked at every other eligible person, now we'll come down to like someone who's also divorced. So that's what we've been brought down to. So that's where it kind of shows how we view divorced women in society, is basically the complete bottom end of it. So I think any divorce is very hard on people. Going and standing in court takes a lot of energy out of you. You need to basically relive the story of what happened so many times because of energy. So every time I went to court, I felt really drained out. I had my own kind of coping mechanisms, but the one thing that really worked for me was I did a lot of video journaling. I would just set up my phone camera and just talk anything. So it was the most non-judgmental, safe space that I could find to literally say anything that I wanted to, and that's one thing that really helped me cope with the anxiety and the trauma that I was facing. But I had a really strong support system. So whether it was my family, my parents, my closest set of friends, I think they were all just there making sure that I was fine, taking care of me, constantly checking up on me. It is so difficult for me to put into words what that freedom felt like, because I had wanted it for a very, very long time. So I think I was really looking forward to 23rd January when I knew that everything was going to come to an end. I thought that I would be crying or I would be sad or anything, but I was actually very relieved. I was smiling. I had the biggest smile on my face when I walked out of family court on that particular day. I went out, I just wanted to sit down and have a cup of coffee and just kind of take it in and process it, that yes, it's actually over. But the one thing that I was really looking forward to was I threw a divorce party for my closest friend. So my closest girlfriends, about like 10-11 of us, they had given me like a really amazing bachelorette party before I got married. So I only thought that it will be fitting that if I give them a divorce party, because these are people who've been with me through every single thing that had happened. So I think when I was sitting in court, I would sit, and I always wanted to come up with a support group idea to help women get through this difficult time. And I think even the ones who are already divorced, I think it's important even for them to be like, it's just so normal. I am a normal person living in society. I've just been through a divorce. It doesn't define me. It doesn't change me for the person I am. People don't know who to talk to at this point of time, because sometimes if you don't find that in like your closest friends or in your family circle, then you don't know who else you can open up to that way. So that's when I realized that, it is so much easier for us to talk to a stranger on the internet than it is to talk to people who are right, around us. So I think that conversation kind of kept going. And I was helping out as many people as possible. Clearly not from a point of, like, this was not any kind of professional advice or help or any of those things. It was just being there for somebody as a friend, as just a support.